Time for Law and Disorder.
I demand a lawyer.
With attorney Jeff Kaufman on 101.1 WJRR.
Orlando's Rock Station, and Jeff Kaufman, a partner at Kaufman Lynd here in Orlando. Welcome, Jeff.
It is always a pleasure with you, distinguished gentlemen.
Taco, do you have any wardrobe changes for Jeff this morning?
I was going to bring it in, and I said he was a trooper last week wearing the Tigger outfit, so no, I didn't do it.
You do realize that's not a thing, right?
What do you mean?
Oh, the dress-up thing, you go, hey, listen, one time I'm going to let Jeff do it.
That's
He's
why
going to be
I
a good
asked.
sport. Now I'm going to have him dress as Batman or something like that. That's
I bet
not
if
a
you
thing.
brought in a
Not
Power Rangers outfit, you'd go for that.
Which one?
Know you too well, man.
That's like if you said to me, bringing a Ninja Turtles outfit, I'd be like, okay.
I'd like to be the Black Power Ranger. That was a boss. All right.
I wouldn't Power Ranger, dude.
All right.
All right. If we don't get to your question, don't worry. I print them up for the following week. You can send your questions in 22526. Please try to keep them short as many times as we say it.
You can also reach out to Jeff during the week directly. He provides the same great service.
Yeah, Jeff at whenyouneedus.com or pound 546 on your cell. Personal injury is his specialty, but he answers all sorts of legal questions. This is one that I'm curious about, too. Legal question.
Sure.
My dog is 15 years old and can barely walk or eat. Is it illegal to put him down quick and painlessly at home? And they said like country style.
No, I don't think it is. It's just how you dispose of them. Some places might not allow you to bury them in your backyard or something like that. Listen, it's a tough thing, and it leaves you kind of pale. And to put a dog down is I think like $50. You'd rather do that at a place where they can take care of it and do everything rather than on your own. But no, it's not abuse of animals and things like that.
Soul crushing to go to the vet and have it done and watch it.
I can trust you. If you have kids, the last thing you want to do is you be the one doing it.
I'll tell you a story off the after your segment that'll blow your mind. Pat with my cat.
Oh God, to the cats.
I can't flush a cat.
I don't want
Taco.
I don't want to take up your segment time with this one, but it's a doozy, Kaufman. I was fired for taking. Okay, I forget that one. Did you see that?
Okay.
I went on paternity leave and came back to find that my day shift route had been filled and was only offered a night route at less money. Do I have any legal rights here?
Yeah, that's an employment issue. Normally, the job is supposed to be left open for you, but there might be an issue involved. And like I said, I don't do an employment law, but you might be on that cusp of something went wrong.
Okay.
Do they have to hold your exact job and hours?
If they don't have that job anymore,
Because it
then
sounds
the answer is no.
It sounds like an equivalent job, but just on a different shift.
There's a big difference between night and day shift.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Especially
normally when
at
it comes to
strip
this stuff,
I'll say.
oh, I don't know. God, I can't. I was young and dumb a long time ago. I just don't remember the last time.
We're old and dumb now.
Do they do strip clubs during the day anymore?
That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm getting at. The day club strippers or day shift strippers are always
I don't want to offend anybody at Rachel's or anything. I'm sorry, guys.
All right.
I support single moms too. Go ahead.
Oh, well, trust me, Rachel's has solid. They're solid.
right.
There was a lawsuit against my pizza company, and I was told that I missed the deadline for the massive settlement. But they sent me the wrong email link, and I sent deadline mail to an address in which I do not reside. Is there anything I can do?
I should just send you the $6 and we could get done with this. I don't know. You're talking about class action suits where attorneys are making millions and you're making $4. So I
told you I just cashed in on one of those.
Pat does those. I don't take the time.
It's like using coupons.
I got $26.
Yeah.
And this thing, I kid you not, I filed for this so long ago, I completely forgotten about it.
Yeah, because that's how long it takes. It takes years and years and years.
$26.
Yeah. I got told I was being mean. I'm not going to be mean anymore with this stuff. So let me get happy, Jeff, for a second. Go ahead.
Does self-defense apply if your life is threatened by a police officer? What?
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. But if the police officer is doing his job, for example, you're robbing a store and you fire back, that's not self-defense.
Yeah.
But if a police officer does things that are not within his scope of his job, and he rises to the level, and you use similar, back, that could be an issue. But yeah, don't do it. Get on the ground, put your hands out, and give up. You don't stand your ground does not apply to police officers and stuff like that. If they're doing their job and you fight back, that's a felony.
Okay, 22526 with all your.
But if he's not on the job or something and he comes up to you and does something to you, but anytime you see a police officer, respect that badge and just do what you're supposed to do. Bad stuff happens when you don't.
Amen to that. I got in a car accident last night and I'm hurting now. What do I do?
Listen, this is really simple. You hear me do this all the time. I'm an accident attorney. This is the process. Within 14 days, if you do not get you don't see a medical doctor, you're going to get screwed. They're going to hit you for that PIP that you pay for is useless. And for example, let's say you have those damages, they will take $10,000 away from you. So the first thing you need to do is go see a doctor. Now, sometimes you do that in conjunction with an attorney because the attorney has to file claims and do these things. So contact an attorney, contact a doctor. Attorneys do have doctors that specialize in this that make sure you go to. Some doctors, like your own doctor, don't exactly know what to do. They're good doctors, but they write the weirdest things when it comes to personal injury cases. So I would advise calling an attorney. It doesn't have to be me, but contact somebody to help you move forward.
And you've said it 1,000 times or more, especially when you're like in one of these where you get rear-ended or something, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And then
you're not fine. Weeks later, problems happen,
and you're outside the 14-day window, and you're SOL.
And then the problem is the guy only has $10,000 of insurance or no insurance because you didn't get uninsured motorist, which we've talked about for 18 years, 20 years.
It's still people don't do it. It's a good reminder.
And they come to me and they say, Jeff, I know you told me, but I couldn't afford the $300. What you won't be able to afford is the health care when you aren't able to get it.
Yeah, so
get the insurance. I don't get paid for insurance, trust me.
If you don't have uninsured motorists, call your agent about it.
CYA, man.
Yeah, it's definite.
Don't trust anybody else.
If you have a DUI on your record in a different state and get one in Florida, is it considered a second offense?
Yes, normally yes.
Yeah.
And 10, I believe the second one is guaranteed jail. I think you require 10 days jail on a second, too.
Some of these states, man, you hear about these guys getting 6, 7 DUIs.
Isn't it crazy? We have these stories.
Listen, the reason why you get all these DUIs is not because you like driving drunk. Most of the guys, when I used to do criminal offense like 20 years ago, the average guy who came in who had 2, 3, 4, they were alcoholics. It's just the way it is. And you're not going to change their life because they're worried about getting the DUI. They just can't stop drinking.
Unless you lock them up, they're still going to get behind the wheel of a car.
And even when you lock them up, they're going to drink. Doing 10 days in jail does not cure you of alcoholism. So that's what normally it comes from. It doesn't come from just a guy who's being irresponsible. And I know people are going to hear me and go, Joe, don't Jeff me. When you're an alcoholic, it's unbelievably tough to get away from.
Okay. My ex had custody awarded to her in another state, and now we're in the same state. She gave them to me, I'm guessing the kids, and courts gave me temporary full custody. The magistrate said I have to file further action, but my ex is the one that wants to see the kids. Do I have to file further action or my ex?
Listen, if your temporary status is over, then you might be not, how can I say it? It might not be within your rights to have those kids. So yes, a smart thing for you to do is to go to a court and get a judge to file a more permanent order for you.
Okay. I got a question for Jeff. How can I go about getting clemency? I got arrested for cannabis charges over 20 years ago, and now I can't own a gun because of that, even though it's one of the biggest job markets in the state.
Well, you have to get it taken off your record. Now, that could be done through clemency. That could also be done through a sealment, then an expungement. I would contact a good criminal defense attorney. If you need any recommendations for me, I have a couple that I would recommend.
Direct email for Jeff, jeff@whenyouneedus.com. That's jeff@whenyouneedus.com or pound 546 on your cell. I pay $2,000 a month for a 2.2. Supposedly it's newly remodeled. but I've had leaks through walls, ceilings, and light fixtures, plus more issues. Do I have any legal rights here?
Is that rent? Is that what I'm assuming?
Yeah, because they're paying $2K a month for a 2-2.
It's called a constructive eviction. We've talked about this a bunch of times. You contact them, you ask them to fix it. If they don't have to fix it, you have the right to leave.
Okay, easy enough.
Hey, I learned something about one of my neighbors over the weekend. They purchased a house in the neighborhood that a flipper had come in and bought.
Mm-hmm. Right?
They came in, did some work, sold it. They're gone. They're now discovering that, how do I put it? A lot of shortcuts were taken.
And no permits, stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's now years later that this stuff is showing its face.
Well, that's the problem is when the person came in to inspect it, when it's sold, the inspector didn't do a good job.
I guess the inspector doesn't have a way of figuring out if you've put in a drain pan in the remodeled showers or not. Kind of just skipped over that.
Oh,
yeah.
You imagine that?
And again, that's one of the
Sometimes
purchased
you discover
as is.
that. Well, you're not purchasing as is. You have an inspector who's supposedly going through that.
But that's not going to get caught in an inspection, something like that.
Things will get missed.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
Especially when it happened so long ago, because then you could go after the guy. But it's probably too late now.
All right, Jeff. As always, we appreciate it, man. And he'll take your questions anytime at his practice. And what's cool, Jeff's going to be straight up with you. Whatever your question is, your concern, or your situation, first thing he's going to tell you if it even warrants needing an attorney.
We try to get to all these questions, but the truth is we get hundreds of these a week. So if you get missed, email again. It's not that we don't care. It's just that there's so many of you. We remember this. We are doing this for free as far as the non-accident questions.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of, people. And when you call us, you don't even want to talk for 5 minutes. You want to talk for like 3 hours over your issue. And just try to keep it brief because, we are trying to run a business too.
Jeff at whenyouneedus.com or pound 546 on your cell. If you have any questions that you didn't get sent over, 22526, I'll print them up.